Hello and welcome to the Inbetween podcast. I haven't actually thought of a funny joke for this week. Tony, you want anything funny to say?
No, I don't actually. But it's our year anniversary.
Yeah, okay. So welcome to the first annual podcast.
Yeah, I thought we should be celebrating, but we're not.
I feel like I should have a party popper right now, and then I'll just get Tony to edit it in later.
Do you want Peter's face exploding into
just
Peter?
like a coming out of a cake going, happy 1 year of podcasts. Yeah. It's official now. We've been doing this for a year.
I'll write it down.
He's writing it down ready, right?
We need to move that. Right.
Okay. So, what have you been playing this week, Tony? Space Engineers, Stellaris.
And Skyrim. Skyrim brought me back. I got my heavily modded...
Skyrim HD?
No. Mods aren't out for that. I gotta wait until March. According to the guy. But yeah, basically just more Stellaris. The Federation that I'm now a part of, the Captain's Federation, as we all know, in Stellaris, is pretty much won the game, but hasn't won the game. If that makes any sense. I've got to the end game content though, so. Do
you want some chocolate?
Is that celebrating?
Yeah, you could celebrate with some lint.
Wow, I feel so. I don't know, I've been uninteresting this week, unfortunately, when it comes to the gaming news.
Oh. Well, we have some interesting gaming news this week because the fucking Nintendo Switch came out.
That's true, yeah.
And we'll talk about that a bit later, but...
You just been playing Blizzard games?
Yeah, I'm stuck in Blizzard hell.
Right.
You know what it is. Been playing WoW Legion again. Fantastic game. Except I logged into my Feral Druid for patch 1.7.5 and I was like... Why don't I do any damage anymore? Why have they nerfed the kitty?
Because Blizzard doesn't know how to balance.
No. I mean...
They balance slowly. They can balance.
I feel like there's some classes that are a lot stronger than others and some just feel kind of useless. But
yeah.
Apparently they're still okay in PvP, so I might try them out. I was thinking about just switching to balance, just changing my loot specialization and just re-gearing. But I've been leveling because I got back into it because one of my friends started playing for the first time. So I've been doing the leveling up experience of like, oh yeah, I get to go through, Vanilla, Burning Crusade, War After the Lich King, Cataclysm, and I was like, oh shit, I've got to go Pandaland and Warbirds of Danasus.
I think Warbirds of Danasus would have been a better expansion if that's what they went with instead of Warlords of Draenor.
Yeah.
Well, what isn't there a plot of Warbirds of Danasus just that? Nothing really matters because you're in a different place.
You're in a alternate version of the world.
Right.
Garrosh goes to Draenor and basically gets the Iron Horde, which are like the old orcs, and he uses them to try with Gul'dan, I guess, to try and fight against everyone else because he's a bastard and no one really likes him. But and the new expansion, Legion, you actually get to fight Gul'dan now. He's the final boss of the Ravenhold raid, so you actually get to fight him now.
So is he super powerful?
Yeah, I mean,
he's no pushover.
I mean, I'm excited for 7.2 because the PTR patch notes just went up, and I'm excited for the Open All Mail button. I mean, that's the biggest feature of 7.2. There's not much more than that.
Technology just wasn't there.
The technology just wasn't there to open all your mail at once, but now there's a button for it. God bless you, Blizzard. I don't think I've actually been playing anything else other than World of Warcraft.
No, I think it's it's January season, so no games have come out.
Well, it's funny you say that because Resident Evil comes out in 2 days. It comes out on the 24th.
Or the game.
I don't think they could tie in the film with the game anymore.
They're both coming
out.
Things. They're both coming out in January, though, or have come out
January.
for the film.
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, it seems like there's not even any T virus in the Resident Evil 7. It's some sort of weird.
Yeah, because that video's gone out now. It shows we're not that impressed with what's going on at the moment. It just looks
don't know what's going on.
No, it doesn't tell us anything. I really want it to be a Resident Evil 4.
Apparently it was leaked early in some Middle Eastern countries, I think.
How can it
on the boxed copies.
Oh, there's
Yeah,
Because like GameStop people giving it out.
You couldn't go onto Steam and get it.
No.
But if you had like the Xbox or the PlayStation version,
You get a physical copy early.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'll have to see. The next couple of days, I think there'll be like a huge flood of people talking about this game. So we'll just have to wait. Because I don't know about. Is there a review embargo on this?
I don't know.
Do people?
I've not heard anything about it. I feel we're not in the loop of review embargoes, unfortunately, so we don't know much.
We don't get review code or review embargoes. No one trusts us.
We're not real. I think it's the main problem.
But I feel like after all the nice things we said about Bethesda, we'd get it an extra day early when they
one whole day early.
1 whole day early from their day release.
A whole extra day to play a long RPG.
I'll send an email to Peter see if I can get his upcoming game as a early release.
I feel like eventually he might talk to us and we could be the official Peter News network.
If he doesn't, we'll keep trying until we get that restraining order.
Yeah, it's not illegal until a restraining order.
How do restraining orders work online?
I don't think it does.
So I could just
send
as many emails as I want to Peter, as long as I get his email address.
Yeah.
Well, that was interesting. But so do you want to talk about? I think I'll just go straight to the Switch because I think that's the biggest topic.
Yeah, I think.
So, did you see the Nintendo Switch conference?
Yeah, I have seen it now. It's been
Because I watched it live when it came out. I think it was around about 4 a.m. in the morning in the UK.
Yeah, that's mad. Yeah. Why would you even? You could just wait until the VODs come out.
I was up and I was like, well, I'm gonna watch it. So
it's kind of really confusing. Like, even, like, the good part, like, Splatoon confused me.
Splatoon 2, of course.
Yeah, sorry. Splatoon 2, not just re-releasing Splatoon.
Yeah.
But, yeah, even, like, the coverage of that confused me a little bit. Like, the trailer itself was fine. Like, the people there were weird, I thought.
It was kind of like they were going off about how the Joy-Con controllers had, like, gesture controls like the Wii, and they kept going over... How,
as if people would use it.
Yeah, not the main feature of showing off like its portability and its power and that sort of stuff, and how you can easily move it around. It was more about showing off gesture controls and weird games.
The weird games without video, wasn't it? It was like you listen to the sounds and you stop.
1-2 Switch, I think it was called.
Yeah, which sounds shit. Like I can't go to my garden party with that game. I just didn't get laughed off the premise.
So the main points about the Switch that we got announced was it's going to launch March 3rd, $300, and if you're in the UK, fuck you, it's £280. Not £250 like it would translate to.
I wonder how much of that is taxed though. Like,
I heard it translates poorly into euros as well.
Yeah, but Europe and England both have like way more tax than America.
Yeah.
So I wonder how much of that is actually taxed. But yeah, it's basically fuck you in Europe.
Yeah, it's pretty much VAT off the top and FU. 3 to 6 hours battery. It's more than the DS, but
it's still quite short, isn't it?
Well,
this is powerful though. So like for what it is, it's pretty good. If it's more powerful, like graphical wise.
How long is 6 hours compared to 3 hours? Because I feel like if I'm playing the main game Skyrim for like.
That's gonna be 3 hours.
That's gonna be 3 hours. Yeah, but if I'm just like maybe.
But things like Zelda might take less resources because I
feel like Zelda's gonna probably be quite a heavy.
Yeah, resource. But you don't understand how shit Skyrim's coded though.
Oh, okay.
Like I feel like you've underestimated.
You're telling me I've underestimated how shit Skyrim is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like it takes way too many resources unless it's the 64-bit version.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So it's not a 1080p screen; it's 720, but.
Yeah.
Kind of standard these days.
They saved a lot of, I guess, money and time with that, though.
They're not going for like 1080p. They're not going for like 4K, like a lot of the PS4 Pro and the Xbox.
But they are going for 60 FPS.
They're going for 60 FPS over 30 FPS. They've said, but Zelda's confirmed 30 FPS.
Really, it's now confirmed. Okay.
There was a lot of speculation that Zelda, there was kind of some. Frame drops.
Well, it didn't look 60 at all.
Didn't look like it was 60, and it's been confirmed it will be running at 30. And there's also confirmed going to be a Wii U version. So Zelda Breath of the Wild is launching with the Switch as well. This is one of the things they showed off.
It's not designed for the Switch by the sounds of it.
The only kind of big stuff that's coming out. So they showed a Super Mario Odyssey, the new 3D platforming Mario game.
It looks like Sonic 2006.
Yeah, kind of. It reminds me. It's one of the next interesting 3D open world platformers since Mario 64 or
let's hope it's
Super
good.
Mario Sunshine.
Well, I think that's what they're trying to compare it to, but we always looked at it and said it looked just like Sonic 2006.
No, I actually think it looks pretty good. And
it looks better than
it's not
Sonic.
New York City, it's Donk City. If you look at the video.
Donk City.
Donk City.
Okay. I don't know, it could be good, but why are there humans in it then?
Yeah, I don't know. Is Mario not a human?
Yeah, I thought he was.
Okay.
That's what's confusing me.
Well, we'll have to retcon
Isn't Princess
the law.
Peach, Mario, and Luigi all human?
Probably.
So why are there humans? I feel
Well,
like it's ruining
maybe
my immersion.
Yeah, but she's Princess Toad, isn't she? Or is she Princess Peach?
She's Princess Peach. I thought but of the Toad.
Of the Toad, is she are they like Toad people? I don't know. I don't know Mario law. I just know that Bowser comes along, steals a princess, and runs away. Did you see the hilarious parental safety video? Oh my god! It spawned like a bunch of memes because at one point Bowser Junior's playing a game he's not supposed to play, and then Big Bowser runs up behind him and covers his eyes. People keep photoshopping different things onto the screen, like he's looking at anime, and Bowser goes no, and covers his eyes and stops him from looking at it. It was pretty funny.
Anime, yeah, censor anime.
Yeah,
Western world does not need the anime. Well, so
does not need to see it.
Normal networks claim.
So there is going to be an online service for the I was going to say Wii, but I mean the Switch. But the Super Mario Odyssey game's not coming out to Christmas 2017.
Yeah, that's what.
So it's not launching with a Switch on March
Not even
3rd,
close.
which is quite a shame because that would have been a huge driving title for sales for the
There's
console.
actually a massive lack of launch titles there, right? Like nothing.
The Mario Kart, the new Mario Kart 8
with the crossover stuff in.
So the main jump from Mario Kart 8 on Wii U to the Switch version is you get the crossover characters, and there's the battle mode, which was missing from the Wii U version, which is quite cool.
Right.
But I don't see any real point to purchase the Switch version unless you don't own Mario Kart or you don't have
or you want to play your main Splatoon racer.
Yeah, so
not
and
sure
then there was the other title, the Punch one. What was it called?
Oh yeah, what was that called? There was I want to say Arm Punch, but it's not
Arms.
called. Is it just called Arms?
I think it was just called Arms. That actually, it
That's
kind of looked
interesting.
gimmicky, and then I looked at it, I was like, actually,
There's
that looks
blocking,
really good.
there's blocking, dodging, jumping, and then different characters from what I could see.
Well, I looked at Pro Jared's video on it, and he said that he thought the Arms game was actually really fun, and there's actually a bunch of different ways. Like you can actually play it where you tilt your hand to twist your punch, and you can just to control the controller forward and that sort of stuff.
If you've played Wii Sports and boxing one, the way you punched them actually did stuff differently. So I guess it's similar to that.
So the Switch doesn't come with a tie-in title. You buy the console, you get nothing apart from the actual console.
No, you get the great online service. That'll surely be great.
They feel like 1-2 Switch should be a pack-in title, but it's not. There's no Wii Sports or anything. That would be a good Wii Sports.
Why isn't that the Wii Sports?
I don't know. I feel like they could ship more copies, but now they're going to try and ship it and then just get people to pay $60 for that. Well,
I guess it's more money, but I'm not sure if it's actually.
Well, I don't know if people will buy it.
Yeah, that's true. It might not actually be more money. Why would people buy? Is it just 1-2 Switch or is it 1-2-3?
I thought it was 1-2 Switch. It's a stupid name anyway. It doesn't matter. Anyway, the online service will be free until summer 2017, where it'll cost you some money a month, and then you'll get to rent in quotation marks
for a month
a virtual console game for a month, like an old NES emulated game.
I think I'll stick with the emulation. I don't think renting an old game for a month is that great of a service.
Yeah, I mean, people are still asking Nintendo, they're worried about how many consoles do I have to buy these old emulated games on before you just let me keep them and move them over to another console?
Yeah.
Because I'm sure, I think was it the Wii U had the ability to run the Mario old stuff and that sort of stuff.
Only just
emulated.
recently came out to it.
Yeah, and I feel like if you purchased it on your Wii U or your Wii, or
you want it on your
stuff,
Switch, don't you?
Can't you just? They're tying the Wii account onto the Switch anyway, aren't they?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what their
I know
plan
you
is,
could
but...
tie your Nintendo account to the new
that's...
Mario Run.
Yeah, that's a whole other kettle of fish though. Like when they were trying to convert like from the Wii to the Wii U, they're saying in some cases it just went, no, you don't own this game anymore. You have to then buy it again. Yeah, because it's such a shit system.
Well, now you have the ability to get a virtual console game for a month and then it's gone. Thanks, Nintendo.
What a great... I'm glad we're paying... But what I don't understand is, if you don't have to pay for the online until summer...
Yeah.
Surely it's not costing them very much. Until... Like, I don't know why...
What, to run the online services?
I mean, I know...
I feel like they're trying to get more people to come in and then they're going to charge it. It's just like a period of people to get the console, trying to get people to... incentivize them to purchase it, basically. Because if they're like, oh, it's free for like a whole year, I might try it out.
If they still have the stupid pay for absolutely no use whatsoever, I feel like if I do pick up a Switch,
you get an old NES emulated game for a month, and then it's
gone
forever.
It's gonna be a single player only console for me.
Much like most of the Wii game things that you buy, you get it for a month, a new console comes out, and then you lose it forever. So. Absolutely fuck off. Right.
Yeah, Nintendo, I don't like what you're doing there. I feel like you need to do better than that.
There's more.
More shit or just more?
There's just more everything.
Okay.
Mainly shit. But,
the controllers and things were stupidly expensive as well.
Yeah, so the stand-up plug to plug in the Switch into a television is going to cost $90. So you're not going to be able to put a bunch of those around your house.
Isn't that just like an HDMI and a power cable on a piece of plastic?
I'd assume so. They probably are marketing most of this stuff. The Pro controller is going to cost around $75, which is kind of ridiculous.
Isn't that like more than every other Pro controller out there? Yeah,
that's probably more expensive than most of the controllers.
We don't even know what it gives you, really.
No.
Like, we know what it looks like. We don't know what the difference is other than the look, though.
No. Oh, so the online stuff, there's no voice chat on the Switch. It's done through an app on your phone. Do you know that?
No, I didn't realise that. I didn't realise it was that shit.
So you can't actually use voice chat on...
They not put a microphone on their Switch?
No, you use the microphone in your phone and you talk through that.
I feel like I'd just get Skype. Or even Discord for my phone.
Yeah. Why would you say Skype first?
Because that's the one I downloaded first on my phone.
Oh, okay.
Then Discord came out and then was superior in every way.
Discord sponsor us.
We only use Discord. Yeah, we only use Discord.
We don't actually use Skype.
No, I don't think I've done Skype in a while, actually.
I don't have it installed.
I have it on my phone.
It's a security risk, Tony. Get it off. It's a virus.
Well, mine's not actually up to date, so it's not a security risk. It's fine.
Okay.
I've got the old 2015 one.
I don't want Bill Gates listening.
I don't think they can listen on mine. I think the API is there.
Oh, okay.
I think it's fine.
It uses micro SDs or SD cards. Is it micro SD or SD?
I think they're micro SDs, weren't they? Wasn't it the same thing that the 3DS could? You could get to work with 3DS and store data on as well.
But I think they sold like their own SD cards, but now they're letting you use whatever you want to use.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
Which is kind of bad and good in the same way.
Yeah, so you might buy a shitty counterfeit one, or you might buy a good one, which will speed it up.
I think in this particular instance, I think I'd rather they kept their buy it from Nintendo.
So we're still not sure about SD card speed, because there was some stats posted about how read and write speeds of SD cards is a lot slower than hard drives, but then, you're more using the random write.
I think wasn't the main point that there was the internal memory as well?
Yeah, there's internal memory as well.
So it's kind of just like the ultimate resting place for all the information in the end.
Because the Switch does have its own, its own default,
which I assume you can't use 100%.
I think the base SD card's like 32 gigs, and then there's slots for additional upgrades, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much space. I don't even know how big the games are going to be because
No.
there's no disk drive or anything. So this is all going to be basically a digital store, I assume, unless you buy the games on
Why
SD
isn't there?
cards.
If the base, if the base had a disc drive in there, I could kind of see why it'd be £90. It's still too expensive.
If you have a Switch and you don't have access to the internet, how do you get games?
Yeah, do you have to pay for online to get the games?
I don't know.
Like, how are they doing this?
It's very confusing and backwards.
It has none of the advantages of a console at this point. You can't buy used games. You can't buy a proper
I think
game.
it's still got potential to be good because they're.
I like the possibility. Like, it looks fantastic in like the original trailer. Like, everything in that is good.
But then Nintendo'd it up.
Yeah, in Jim's word, they've Nintendo'd it.
They've Nintendo'd it.
Yeah, they've really Nintendo'd up hard on this one.
Nintendo'd themselves this time, just when you thought they couldn't fuck it up.
Like, I don't know what we were expecting. Peter Peters himself and Nintendo's themselves. I'm not sure what we were thinking.
I don't want the Switch to be fair because it looks really good.
It has a place in my life which I need to fill because I don't have like a portable gaming because tablet is absolutely shit for gaming. There's no peripherals for them either.
I need to be able to play Skyrim on the go.
You need to recline on the train and use the two joysticks far back as well. That's what you need to do.
I think they're on a plane.
On doing that, yeah. How are they reclining on that plane? That's a good point.
Some kid behind the building. Anyway, I think that's as much as we need to say about Switch. I think it's almost everything.
I think that's all the information we have. The rest is kind of speculation, right? I feel like we need to now just wait for it to come out.
Yeah,
I'm definitely not picking it up before it comes out.
I think there's like almost no point to buying the Switch on launch unless you really want to play Breath of the Wild on the Switch because it's coming out on the Wii U as well. So if you already have a Wii U, just don't bother until Super Mario Odyssey comes out this Christmas, or you see it's got good performance for a portable console. It's kind of like they took this conference and they went, everyone's really excited about the portability of the Switch. Let's talk about boring gesture controls from our old consoles.
Yeah.
Which is kind of confusing. But Nintendo, of course. Anyway, so moving on, should we talk about Namco Bandai? Because it was like, what was it, a couple of years ago that the patent for minigames and loading screens expired after 20 years, and no one had broken it until now. Yeah,
this is kind of a weird one because I honestly think you could break this quite easily, but no one was willing to risk it.
2015.
Yeah.
The start of 2016. So they had the patent, which gave them the ownership of the idea of a loading screen minigame, and it expired. And this is kind of interesting because lots of games had to cut development of minigame loading screens because of Namco Bandai having this patent. They had to cut them like mid-development, like there was a Kung Fu Panda minigame in the loading screen. Very sad about that one. We sorely missed that.
I thought there were some games that got around it by just saying it was a part of the main game.
Yeah, so other games got around this by making the minigames part of the actual game.
Quote unquote.
Instead of a separate entity.
Yeah.
But
we're still but still had a multi-threading loading in the background.
So like the FIFA one and the Assassin's Creed one where you're walking around, it's still part of the game instead of being a separate minigame, which is really cool. Like, I remember Awesome Knots had a really cool...
they drop down, collect coins ones, respawn time.
Yeah, when you're waiting for your respawn, you can collect coins in the ship, and I was like, this is really fun,
because
you're not doing anything in this time otherwise.
It's impossible to pan that kind of thing as well. You might as well just say you can't make a game without paying us.
Yeah, so I thought, why don't more companies do this? And I didn't know this patent existed until recently, because I always thought the minigames and loading screens are pretty interesting, and you always just see like loading screen tips and lore and that sort of stuff. But even like Sega has crazy patents, like giant arrows pointing to objectives is patented by Sega, and they've also patented pedestrians with basic survival instincts or anyone ultimately avoiding anything dangerous. So I feel like any GTA game could be
Yeah,
pursued by Sega.
No, it's a part of another subroutine for the
Okay.
people. It's completely separate.
I don't know. I feel like patents.
These patents are stupid.
Patents in general are a good idea, but there's so many misuses of patents.
Yeah, I agree with Toby Biscuit on this. I don't think mechanics should be patented, and these are game mechanics.
Yeah.
Like, as far as I'm concerned, these are game mechanics. You shouldn't be able to patent them, and I don't think. I mean, I don't know. I don't know much about law, but I feel like you could, if you were willing to, you could fight the patent.
Well,
but there's no precedent for it, so.
Well, apparently, in order to get around the arrow pattern, a new type of navigation was released, which was the minimap. Yeah, the Simpsons had this. They released the minimap to get around the arrow pattern, which is the new type of navigation system. It was in the Simpsons driving game, and it was the first kind of minimap design that is now used in most games and even GPS devices to try and get around this pattern.
To be fair, I think, yeah, I guess in a way that in this case it actually created more game mechanics, but I feel like you still couldn't patent that. Like, how what was in the patent? Like, yeah, highlighting a character in some way with an arrow, right?
I don't know.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
There was a game jam held with the objective of creating interesting loading screen activities when the patent was broken, just to see what sort of things they could come up with. Yeah, the Legend of Lodia, Lablo, the Righteous Hammer of Justice.
That was a good one.
Yeah, this game is not going to load itself.
Yeah, the Namco one was. It's just like the Mighty Hammer of Justice that has like Namco on a hammer.
Yeah, you will, the righteous hammer of patent law, use your powers to shatter the ideas of all the others developers before your patent expires. I know a lot of people had to pay Namco Bandai a lot of like royalty fees sort of thing.
Yeah.
For this sort of stuff. But I just thought this was really interesting to me because we might see a lot more minigame loading screens now, which would be really interesting.
I hope so, because some games are really annoying. I feel like RPGs, especially when you have to like go transition between like huge cells.
The question is, can we get more minigames and loading screens before people adapt solid state drives?
To completely negate.
Yeah, until we get rid of loading.
I feel like there's two technologies. There's like proper multi-threading loading and better SSDs, right? Yeah. And there's also trying to make like more procedural generation of loading, so all maps are like infinite.
Imagine if they released a Switch with an SSD in it.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I had a dream where a Switch had a massive SSD on the back of it.
Yeah, why don't they put an SSD in it? No, but SSDs are tiny.
Yeah, you get the really small ones. Yeah, I know. But I was thinking you just get a big one and just go all out.
Would it just be too expensive to do? Because SSDs are
make an add-on
cheap.
then. Just make an add-on for snap it onto the back.
Make the SSD Switch add-on. Maybe it was just to cut costs. I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird.
I just thought it was interesting. But, so we talk about the HTC Vive tracker and the deluxe audio strap. Now, this is really interesting because you now have this kind of strap on the back of the Vive attachment you can get, which adds its own earphones to the Vive, which is really good because it's always a faff to put on the headset.
It's actually really annoying to
and
do that.
Headphones and whatever. But
even with Dan's wireless earphones, it's still really annoying to deal with.
Another thing that in the video I watched, I think it was the tested video, was that he said with glasses, it's really hard to get the old Vive on, but with the strap, it gives you a much more leeway to actually...
Oh, yeah, because it could move it forward and backwards.
You can actually wear the glasses properly underneath it. I know Daniel didn't really have a problem, it was tested, with the glasses, but when he was using the Vive, but if you struggle with that, this is a really big thing for you. One of the huge things is the wireless trackers. These things are really cool.
Yeah, they look really good.
You can attach these to any sort of object, and the new the lighthouses can track up to 16 of these wireless trackers.
I assume that includes the original 2 headsets. So there's like 16 including the original 2
no, I don't
Waggle-tastic stuff.
No, I believe it's 16.
16 just...
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty good then.
Because the guy said it in the tested video I was watching, he said that he would put one of them on his keyboard, and I thought that was a really cool idea because then you could see your keyboard in the virtual reality.
Yeah.
So when you took off the Vive, you know exactly where your keyboard was to kind of switch things around.
Yeah.
Which that's really cool. They've shown off a bunch of different things you can attach them to. Like they've shown off baseball bat for like the baseball VR. They've shown off a bunch of gun attachments, and these trackers can also have button maps on them, so you can attach it to a gun and have the trigger pull a certain button.
Yeah.
So you can have like a shooting gun in virtual reality, which is really cool. They're really opening up companies to design their own attachments for the trackers.
Your own control.
Hugely customizable.
Yeah, your own control experience for each game in a way.
It seems like Valve and the Vive are really pushing for people to do whatever they want on the VR platform.
Yeah, because has HTC like got anything to do with the like the actual like design work of it, or are they just the manufacturers?
I don't know, to be honest with you.
So I know a lot of people in Valve are on the working on VR and stuff. So
well, they kind of have everyone who works at Valve kind of has like an open floor level system, where it's not like levels of management. You can kind of go wherever you want and go to whatever team you want. And I think it was said like 33% of them are working on VR right now at least. Because I know like the TF2 team has like 2 people on it left. Not even joking, there's like 5 or 6 people left on the TF2 team that push out.
Might as well make their own small indie game in a few years. Let's do that instead.
Speaking of Valve, Gabe did an AMA.
Oh yes, yeah.
So I'll bring up some points that I wrote down about the Gabe AMA, because I will talk about this for a little bit. Won't save it for next week. I'll spoil you right now with all the details of Gabe's AMA.
We've got the time this week because it is fuck you, it's January.
Fuck you, it's January. No, I got some good stuff to say still. So, it was Gabe Newel decided to do an AMA on the weirdest subreddit. It was like it's like a Gabe and meme Reddit.
Oh yeah, cause I found it a bit weird. It's like
I can't remember which Reddit it was. It was like,
but didn't it have like it's like called Lord Gaben or something in the subreddit somewhere.
It is the Gaben, where people just shitpost about number 3.
It's the meme page for Gaben, right?
But I was just thinking, like, Gabe doesn't have like a Twitter or any like social media. You can email him, and he will actually reply to your emails, because it was ages ago, like probably like maybe 10 years ago, that my friend
TF2 was in his prime.
No, yeah, TF2 came out about 10 years ago now, actually.
Was it 10 years?
Yeah, it came out in 2007.
Oh, okay, right.
So yeah, it would have been about 10 years ago. But my friend actually sent Gabe Newel an email, and he responded to him, and he responds to every email he gets. He just says it takes a really long time to go through them all. So if you send Gabe Newel an email, and in about a couple of years, you might get a reply back.
I feel like he's got a lot of spam emails at this point.
Well, he said every time he's like he's waiting in line for something, he just checks his emails. He's got nothing else to do. So,
well, it's good use of efficient use of your time there, Gabe.
But
Gabe Newel.
I thought it's pretty interesting to see how he kind of gave like really clear, concise answers, kind of like more PR answers, and I was like, that's the CEO of a $1 billion company, and then you look at Notch shit posting on Twitter.
Yeah, you don't feel like Notch is in the same league as Gabe Newel.
Notch has as much money as Gabe, but then he just like shit posts on Twitter, and yeah, it's pretty funny.
But he doesn't manage a business though anymore. He just made the money all up front and went, all right.
Sold it off. He got the sweetie room.
Yeah, he beat Jay-Z and stuff, so
Jay-Z and Beyonce, he outbid them for that house, and he doesn't even live in it. He lives in Stockholm.
Yeah,
he lives in the most expensive Stockholm apartment.
Yeah, and he owns an expensive house in.
Who lives, like, when he's not at that house, is it just empty? Can I house it for...
Yeah, I love sweets. I want to live in the sweet room. That looks so good. I know he doesn't like sweets.
Yeah, Notch said he doesn't even like sweets.
I think the sweet room is a fantastic idea. I think a Lego room and a sweet room.
A Lego room?
Yeah.
Well, each tube has a different colour of Lego on it.
Yeah.
That'd be
I saw him, like, ages, like, I think the beginning of last year, like, as like an architect, like, had like a really grungy basement, but you renovate it to just like a Lego room.
Oh.
It looked really good.
Lego room, well.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Write that one down. But Gabe had some interesting points. So I'll talk about Gabe for a bit. So someone asked whether nudity should be allowed on Steam because it already was. Because you have like games like Gak Thune, The Golden Lightning, and Lady Killer in a Bind. Have you seen that one? That's kind of anime BS.
Yeah. I've seen little bits of it. It's like normally still like before Steam wouldn't allow that, right?
It's almost softcore porn right on Steam these
Pretty
days.
much.
And there's even like a video section to Steam as well.
Yeah, they have a nudity as well.
So, people were asking what should be allowed on Steam. And he basically said it's kind of up to people decide to what they want to see. Because another question was asked about green lighting.
Yeah.
They said they should be regulating it more. That
Well, he said he'd rather give the people, like the consumers, the tools to filter what they want to see, opposed to saying what they can and can't have on the store page. Which I think they need more of that. But that's a good idea, though.
Because Gabe said it's hard to find what games are not good enough quality when some appeal to some people and others don't.
Yeah,
because there's not a singular definition of quality. And
I think actually working, like we've seen games that don't work, right?
Yeah.
Like we've seen games which aren't games on Steam.
Well,
like asset flips and things.
He's seen in very many different games that appeal to different people. He said, so we're trying to support the variety of games that people are interested in playing. We know and still have some work to do in filtering these games so the right games show up in the right customers. Some people enjoy playing broken games, though. That's the problem.
You think as people actually want to play asset flips?
Yeah, I think people legitimately go, "This game's so bad, it's fun."
Right.
Like it's
broken. They just go
funny.
Download like 5 asset flips and go, "Wow, sure. Wow, this is so broken."
Yeah. You know how people watch bad films?
Well, I watched Jim Sterling play these bad games,
yeah,
but I don't understand why.
It's kind of funny.
But why are people playing in their own time? I just want to watch someone else play it.
Well, I think I think he's hit something here when he says not everyone enjoys games as others do, and we shouldn't just take a game on Steam because some people don't like it.
I think it's a great stance there. I'd rather just have more tools to look for the type of games, because you want more filter tools to veto off your homepage and stuff.
Yeah, well, I've hit the limit. There's a limit to how many.
3 isn't also ridiculous.
There's a limit to how many games you can filter from your store page.
Why can't it be unlimited filters? What's up with that?
Steam won't let me.
Yeah, I think they need to work on the filters more.
I think
more features like that.
You could have like a regulation system of going, is this game doing what it says on its store page?
Yeah. Because
they've already redone the screenshot system, so you need to make sure the screenshots are representative of what the game is.
Yeah, so why can't they expand it to the whole page? So if they say this, it actually has to be in the game.
There was a game banned off Steam, really quickly, very recently. Oh, it was that stealth, The Art of Stealth.
Oh,
Jim did a review of it. It was this really bad stealth game, and it was removed from Steam because
wasn't he trying to buy reviews?
Yeah, he was using false reviews to try and sell the game. So they are kind of looking into these things. I think how do we regulate what's good and what's not good? You could just get Jim Sterling.
Yeah, I know someone said it's like
fucking Sterling.
It's like take the Greenlight videos and his Let's Play, his Jimpression videos and go. Instead of just the video ending, what he says at the end is actually what happens. Yeah. I think that's a great idea.
You know how they're not doing anything with the curator system.
Yeah, some people still use it, but
they could use a YouTube hero system of Steam creators and just get the top Steam creators to just remove games off Steam. Have mass flagging for bad games.
Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like that would be a good.
But
system.
They can already look at mass reports of games or games developers and things.
Can they? Is there an option to report games on Steam?
I thought there was. I thought you could say that this wasn't. That's a bad game. That definitely needs to be a.
How do I say I don't think this game should be on Steam?
I can't remember. Is it not right at the bottom?
I feel like there should be
a report
an option
game.
to just go, this game isn't good enough.
Is it because you're not logged in though?
No, I don't think so.
I don't know. I feel like, I think there should be one, right?
Yeah.
Sort of similar to YouTube in some respect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like... Yeah, I just feel like the games that don't actually work, like, I think games that not said what's on, like, the store page needs to be changed, but then there's games that just don't work, right? They can, like, crash your PC, make you have to force restart it because it breaks so much stuff. Those games, like, they should at least have to test the game for half an hour before getting on Steam. Like, I feel like Valve should at least just play it.
Yeah, like...
And see if it works on their systems.
I feel like before you upload a game to Steam, you have to prove that you can play through the game, sort of.
Yeah, like some of the content creation games, you have to prove you can get to the end of the level.
Mario Maker.
Yeah.
You had to be able to play through the level to upload it.
Yeah.
So I feel like you should have to do that for games to show they actually work properly. And you were saying about... Well, we talked about this before, how they should test them on different systems before.
Yeah, I just think there should be the one or two sort of setups, because you have AMD, Intel, and NVIDIA, like graphics cards and things. You have AMD and Intel.
They should have to kind of prove
CPUs.
that they run on these systems before they upload it somehow.
I don't want them to like have to play the whole game or anything. I just want them to play it for like 10 minutes on each
Steam,
one.
Though?
Yeah,
Couldn't they have like a bunch of different systems set up? Yeah. And just go. Oh, you said it runs on AMD systems, and we'll test it, and it goes, this doesn't run
just
on
look
these
at
systems.
the
So we'll put like, if this gets,
so when
we'll go, this doesn't work on AMD systems.
I just think like they can almost make it automated in a way, just with one guy managing all the computers. So it just goes to that. It says, oh, you've said it works on this. We'll test it on this, and then if it passes every single check, it's like right, okay. Or if one of them goes wrong, it's saying right, all these work, but this doesn't. So it'll be uploaded minus this. Are you okay with that to the developer?
Well, I think any of these ideas would be better than nothing.
At the moment, it just seems like a lot of shit going on to Steam.
Because they're saying we're doing stuff behind the scenes, but we can't see what.
Well, they haven't updated Steam for it. I assume. I think they're doing it. I assume they're building these development builds, and we can't see what they're doing. I don't know. I'm curious to see what they're going to do in the future, though. I think 2017 is looking bright for Steam.
Well, they said
it can't be much worse than 2016.
Well, they said. That someone's asking, why don't you show us more stuff that happens behind the scenes, like the development of games that have like
Half-Life 3.
Weekly updates, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And they said, we don't like to show updates of games because we like to cancel games a lot when we don't think they're good enough or we want to change ideas. But I feel like if they showed some more behind the scenes stuff, like we're going to put this system into place where we're going to have like a review system for games to make sure they're good enough to be on Steam, then it'll be like, well, we can actually see this stuff's actually happening, or just showing us some of the behind the scenes stuff of customizing your store.
Normally, from our perspective, we just suddenly see this, we restart Steam, and then there's this just random update and go, wait, they've changed it. Like, they changed it so you could filter different reviews out. They then changed like the homepage and things like. It's like you just restart it and suddenly it's all different.
Yeah,
that's all you know. I assume people in the beta testing will see it slightly earlier, but I feel like even they don't know until they restart their Steam and it's different.
Well, I usually read about it on news sites, but another thing that was brought up is, of course, the support staff of Steam. And Gabe understood this was an issue. He said that they expanded the support staff by roughly 5 times, and that they've shipped a new help site and ticketing system that is going to make it easier to get help. So they say that he said that his biggest regret is the support of Steam. He says it's not good enough, and they're definitely going to work on this.
I think that's quite good that he was actually saying that. Like, he's saying it wasn't good enough.
People are still complaining about getting like generic robotic responses from Steam and feeling like the stuff they're trying to get help with isn't being read by humans at all.
No.
So if they had some more people, they could look into these.
I feel like if another CEO did like this, they've just like completely like bypassed the topic of stuff they're bad at. I feel like it's good that Gabe actually went, it's actually pretty shit. We need to do better.
So my boy Valve News Network is getting an interview now. I'm excited to see Tyler getting an interview with Gabe Newel himself.
I'm looking forward to this actually.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we've seen Gabe like talk, right?
Yeah. I saw it. He was on the couch in a photo for Dev Days.
Yeah.
They were talking about like psychological issues in games, and there's just a picture of Gabe sitting like on what's it called? Psychology couch sort of
Yeah, I don't. Is there a name for that? Is there a specific name for it?
I've no clue if it has like an actual name. But he was asked what his favourite single player game was, and he said Portal 2.
So he thinks Portal 2 is the best?
No. What he said is that he really loved Half-Life.
Right.
But every time he looks back, it reminds him of all the things that went wrong while he was developing the game. When he stepped back, and then other people like Tim Swift came up and they did Portal, sort of thing, and so he can sit back and play Portal 2 himself, having not as much development in it. But every time he goes through Half-Life, he goes, "Oh, I really wanted to do this."
So it's sort of like if you paint or draw something yourself, like you can see all the mistakes you've made, but then someone else looks at it and go, "Oh, it's not a mistake. It's just like what it is." Yeah, I can sort of understand that.
Because he says he really regrets the Zen half of the first Half-Life as well. But I can see why, even though I'd consider Half-Life 2 to be one of the best Valve games made, that Gabe was heavily involved in the development of this, and this was like, it just reminds him of all the things he wanted to do with the game and couldn't do. But from an outsider's perspective, it's a very great game. He also said he plays a lot of Dota.
So. Yeah, I saw that. I did see he plays a lot of Dota when he plays the game.
So
I
check out your Dotas.
Do you think he pays for the DLC or the pay to win?
I think he gets access to everything.
If Gabe Newel give access to everything.
On his Steam account, in his TF2 inventory, he had an item called Gabe's Ban Hammer, which was a hammer, which is pretty cool. Like, I know Notch has the notched helmet, sort of thing.
The top hat, the bowler hat that he.
Yeah, it's a giant like Minecraft cube head, and then his fedora hat. So what else? So there was an unidentified source before this AMA came out saying that they'd worked in Valve and Half-Life 3 was cancelled, and Gabe responded with that they are working on single player games, and sarcastically responded, "I always believe unidentified anonymous sources on the internet." So we don't know about Half-Life. They're still working on single player games.
Here's the question though.
Half-Life 3 confirmed. What?
I agree with him on this, because in the terms of why couldn't this person say his name? We could then check if he actually worked at Valve in the slightest. But instead he just went, no, I keep myself anonymous.
He might have signed an NDA or something, right?
But I feel like breaking a contract of like quitting a job. I feel like you can say what you like at that point in a way. Like what?
No, because if you sign an NDA about your time at Valve, you can get sued.
I guess. I don't know.
Quite heavily. I understand the need for anonymity.
Do Valve tend to have NDAs?
I think most big game companies will get people to sign NDAs on non-dispute.
I can imagine people like EA and like Ubisoft and Activision doing it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't feel like it's something that Valve would do necessarily, but I guess they would do it. There's no reason not to, I guess.
Yeah, they talked about flash sales. They said they won't be doing flash sales anymore, as it doesn't allow everyone to get the deals. They've said they don't want to do this anymore. People really want the flash sales. They're very quick.
Yeah. But I think the daily sales were okay, but the flash sales were a bit. If you went to sleep, you'd miss 2.
Well, they were every 8 hours, right?
Yeah.
Or something.
So theoretically, you could miss 2 if you time it poorly.
People were saying like this year they felt that the sales weren't as good because there wasn't any flash sales, and the flash sales are really cheap, but they were very quick, sort of thing. But you just had standard sales, which kind of were a bit lower. I think
I was saying this in the summer. Like I feel like it wasn't as good as the other times or the other sales, but more people bought more games because it was more stable. Like they made more money rather than.
They talked about how large of Steam's store games came out, this year, and how that kind of tied into, putting this system to stop so many bad games getting onto Steam, sort of thing.
Yeah.
They talked about Left 4 Dead, because he said Left 4 Dead was a good technical playground, and they want to make games that allow them to explore a design space and challenge. So that's probably why they're working on more VR titles, because they want to explore what VR has to do. So they're really interested in making more VR titles. They're probably going to make another single player Valve VR title similar to the Lab or something else. Half-Life 3 VR.
Yeah, you think it's going to be like a proper single player game, or is it going to be another
Half-Life 3 confirmed?
It's going to be another demo experience.
I've been waiting for it. They say Source 2 is still the primary engine they're going to be developing their game.
Well, Source 2 is pretty good, right? Like you can do a lot with it these days, and then they continually update it.
It's mostly, I think the only thing that really uses it is Dota at the moment, right? Isn't it? Is Dota in Source 2?
I don't remember. I can't remember what uses Source 2. Like, isn't Gary's mod still uses?
I think most things use the original Source engine. Yeah, Dota 2 is now powered by Source 2. But I think there was some evidence showing that they were going to kind of try and port CSGO over to Source 2, but there's been no confirmation of that. Just like screenshots and stuff of people working on new CSGO maps.
Always takes a while to port games over to new engines, though. As we saw for like Skyrim and things, and even Kerbal Space Program before.
Yeah, but Skyrim's a massive game.
Yeah, it takes a while to do. Like, you have to change a lot of stuff.
But yeah, that was mostly what we had to say about Source 2.
An interesting AMA from a CEO of a company that isn't Notch.
Yeah. He was the head of Mojang. He sold that off, and he got his new CEO of shit posting at Twittering
with owning 2 houses.
Yeah,
just what every politician would have wanted.
So the next thing that was really surprising was that Nostalrius put out a statement asking Elysium to stop using their code and character data, as they still believe that Blizzard will make legacy servers, and this is hurting them. What do you think about this? This really shocked me.
I don't see how it's hurting them. That's what I don't understand. Like, I understand, right? I have faith that maybe one day WoW will have the technology to make legacy servers.
Yeah, the technology is just better. Come on. Private servers are a hoax. They're not real.
I don't see how this is hurting them, though.
Well, they feel like...
I guess the only way it really hurts them is that right now, like, people be getting invested into these servers, like these private servers, and so when they bring out if they bring out legacy servers, they won't be as willing to go over. But at the moment, it's not actually hurting them because there's no flipping legacy servers to switch to.
No, I understand where they're coming from, saying like they are defying Blizzard in a way by kind of quote unquote pirating the game to play on private servers.
Yeah. But they refuse to release private servers or even talk about it, though. So this is kind of like just parading out like a riot in a street, I guess.
Because there's kind of like recently there was the new Legion private server, and people saying, how is this not just piracy if you're playing on the current expansion, but on a free server? Do you see the new Dodgy Kebab video where he just uploaded he got sponsored to upload just a trailer for that new server? No. And that was it, and that's all he uploaded. I thought that was pretty fucking scummy. Yeah. He's been caught selling gold, and and then he made a video about Nostalrius, and then he put up like a 20-minute long outro with his his links and his PayPal stuff, and then he gets sponsored to release a video.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there. Sure, maybe it's just fuck you, it's January. Yeah. Deals, I don't know.
But because there was some quite outspoken people in the private community, like Alex Sancho was like, he went like full like, oh fuck you Blizzard, I am a pirate. He changed like all his social media stuff to like pirate stuff. And he was like, you know what, we're going to embrace the pirate thing. We are the pirates of vanilla WoW, and it's us versus Blizzard. But he's quite a polarizing figure in the
I feel like he would be okay if Blizzard just had legacy servers.
Well, he said he would play on legacy servers, and he was against releasing the Nostalrius code to the public because he still wanted legacy Blizzard servers, because everyone is looking for that Blizz-like experience.
But I don't think in the short term though, releasing it to the public won't negatively affect Blizzard. They have to want to do it to begin with to do it. Yeah. Obviously, in the long term, it will negatively affect them because people are more invested into these private pirating servers, I guess, opposed to the legitimate ones.
Well, I feel like the biggest like show of faith from Blizzard that they could do is if they went, we're going to release
Yeah.
legacy servers, and
Just say they're working on it. That's all we need.
if they just said, and we'll even port over data. If they went to the Nostalrius team and they said, we will port over the character data from Nostalrius to the new legacy servers and have an Nostalrius server, and then they could have their own fresh servers where everyone could play on for fresh as well. That would be like the best system they could do, because the technology is there, Blizzard. I know it is, you motherfuckers.
We've seen it.
You motherfuckers are gonna kill all my lilies.
The bare minimum I want is just I can understand Australia's standpoint if Blizzard actually went, we're working on it, then fine. Then they could go, yeah, please don't use our code. But they haven't done that though. In a way, it's just Australius and Elysium is still a protest that they haven't mentioned it.
Well, Elysium responded to this, and they said that we don't agree with Nostalrius, and we're continuing on with the servers that they have, Nostalrius PvP and Nostalrius PvE, and they will be renaming the NOS servers to Elysium names, and they're basically, to get rid of the character data, they're just going to rename all the characters to a different name. So basically all that's happening is Elysium will carry on. They have Elysium PvE, PvP.
Yeah, it will carry on. It would technically not be using Australia's data, but
and
it is.
They basically, what they said is, we've been making our own vanilla code side by side. The Nostalrius code, which is the weirdest thing, because you just got the Nost code, but you're making another code side by side. That kind of makes me think
they're making a hybrid.
This, I think it was called. Is it Athena? I think was the name of the core. I'd have to look it up, but it's the weirdest thing, because it feels almost like they went, yeah, we've got our own new intellectual property, where they'll just go and rename the Nost code and change Hogger's health up by 1.
Yeah.
Like 500 to 501. It's like it's our original code now.
I'm not sure. I don't know.
I'm not sure. Because
I have to see how the code actually is different.
The thing that confuses me is, why would you be developing a code side by side Nost in secret, not telling anyone about it?
Are they just messing around and see what they can do with what's already existing? They're just building on what's already there, or are they actually building it from scratch?
They say this code is even better than the NOS code. Like, they've improved on it.
That's what makes me think they've just taken it and go, oh, what can we add into it? That's not their own original code though. That's just added to the NOS code. I don't know. That seems really weird to me. But can we actually see the code though? Is that possible? Like, does anyone have access to the code? Because it's not public, is it?
I don't know if Blizzard.
So how would we ever know?
I don't know if Blizzard's behind this and they've put legal action back on Nost and they've kind of made them do this, because they were hoping, with Nostalrius saying everyone stop playing on private servers, and everyone was just going to turn around and go, yeah, okay. Like, what were they expecting to happen? They can't just stop Elysium running their servers. What are they going to do?
No. In a way, they kind of just gifted the NOS code to Elysium, right? And they just went, no, you can't use that.
Well, they said that Elysium, the Nostalrius and Elysium, they only transferred over about 10% of all the character tokens were moved over from Nostalrius to the new server. But Elysium was like, actually, we got way more than that. It was like 50% of ours. People moved over and actually wanted to play. And but what Nostalrius said is they've stopped authenticating tokens. They've stopped people moving their account from Nostalrius to Elysium. Yeah,
so all the latecomers won't be able to anymore.
So if you haven't moved over your Nostalrius account to Elysium now, it's too late, sort of
thing.
But
you can start a new one.
You can start on the fresh PvP and PvE, which have been renamed. There's two new fresh ones, because there was like 10,000 in queue for the first one, so now there's 2, which are kind of evening out. I can have a look at the numbers on the servers if I go into the Elysium website.
Yeah, it actually says on there for each server, right?
So let's have a look at the realm status. So there's about 50-50 on the on each. So an Nostalrius PvE and PvP has been renamed to Anathema. PvE is Darrowshire now. Of course, the new fresh PvP server is Elysium, and then the second fresh PvP server is Zethka. So those are the new names of the servers. They've got pretty good populations. The Elysium one is, of course, 11,000. That was quite high. There's about 6,000 on the new fresh PvP, so there is quite a good base on there. A bit lower on the PvE, about 5,000, quite heavily alliance-sided on the PvE server, and then the original Nost PvP server, 9,000, which is pretty good. So,
It's a lot of people.
if you're looking to play some vanilla World of Warcraft, there's a lot of servers out there.
I did just realise though that another thing that Blizzard could do is just say, if you add integration to like our launcher and you have to at least pay for the base game to play them.
Yeah.
Like, they don't even have to do anything then. They could just ask people to authenticate. And I feel like a lot of people would. Like, I feel like people like Nostalrius would, right?
Yeah.
'Cause, well, they even developed it.
They put the Battle.net launcher.
Yeah.
They added the service to the Battle.net launcher sort of thing.
Yeah.
They added the integration for it, but Blizzard kind of backstabbed them.
Well, this was all happening like at the end of like 2015, wasn't it? Like,
Yeah.
it was like when Blizzard was like, no, take down legacy
Yeah,
servers.
Nostalrius was getting shut down.
Yeah.
Mark Kern, the ex-WoW dev, was speaking out against Blizzard and the need for...
So it's been over a year now and they
Games.
still haven't shifted their stance on legacy servers.
No, not that we have seen. They kind of want to shun it and kind of hide away from the legacy server sort of thing.
Yeah, I am curious though why like Nostalrius' shift. Like, they're okay with them using their data, then suddenly it's like, no, we don't want you to anymore.
Yeah,
It's like, why would you give them all of the code, 50% of people, like, of moving people over, and then suddenly go, oh, actually, we still have faith in Blizzard. So what prompted that?
Yeah, because either Blizzard's threatening Nostalrius with like legal stuff, or
Blizzard constantly had a reasonable discussion,
or
or
Nostalrius has been told something we don't know.
yeah,
Or Blizzard said something like, "We're
We're
going to
working on
make
it."
legacy servers, but not right now. Soon, TM."
or I guess best case scenario is like, all right, we'll take you up on the offer with the code you developed, but you have to sign an NDA. I don't know. Who knows what's going on with Nostalrius?
Yeah,
But at
I know what's going on with Elysium. They're going to continue doing the same
Yeah.
thing they're doing.
Which is fair enough. I think it's the...
Yeah, I'll be interested to see what happens with the new code. So we'll see about that.
Yeah.
It was just really fucking weird.
It's basically an upgraded code of what they've already got. They haven't... It's not in
Nost
parallel to it.
Instantly turned around and went, "Stop using our code, you bastard!" That we
How
gave
could you use our code that we gave you?
It was just really out of left field.
Yeah.
I don't know where it came
Because
from.
you sent me a message and I read it and went, what? Why would they do that?
Yeah.
They had this huge deal and like this massive thing so they couldn't be stopped and things, and suddenly out of the blue, no, stop
using
you
the code.
bastards! How could you do what we asked you to do?
Right, I think
All along,
thing,
it was Blizzard.
I think it's onto Toby's wish list now. I think we're coming towards the end.
End of this. Fuck you! It's January. Happy January.
Tony, what is One Night Stand?
Oh, it's it's the shitty.
The shitty what?
The shitty visual novel.
Nudity simulation
Yeah.
visual novel. This kind of shit. We
You
don't
know,
get
I
to
was
see.
I was looking through the what was it, sexual content and nudity tags on Steam. Found some real crackers to add.
After a night of fun, passion, and one too many drinks, you awaken to discover a complete stranger lying naked beside you in bed. With only hazy memories of what happened last night, explore a stranger's bedroom, search for clues, and try and piece together the truth. This is a point-and-click adventure.
Pretty much.
Wow.
That's what visual novels are these days. That it's not,
£2.50.
or your regional equivalent.
What is it worth? How long is this game?
I don't know. It's got positive reviews though, which I find quite weird. Someone says what? Someone says you completed it in 13 minutes.
Okay. Apparently it's not that long. There's 12 unique endings and insights into what happened.
That's interesting actually. I didn't realize it had multiple endings.
Point and click investigations is the kind of tagline for this game they're going with.
I thought, isn't that just like looking at an item and trying to get information from it though?
I don't know. Tony, why is this on your wish list?
I just think visual novels are interesting.
They're not.
What do you mean they're not?
They're like either anime BS or just pure shit with lots of nudity in it for no reason.
No, I think you know what the reason is for. It's to sell the game. There's no other reason to buy the game.
If you look at new releases on Steam, like 60% of them are anime BS, nudity visual novels.
Yeah, most of them visual novels. Or at one point they were all in RPG Maker, but at the moment they're all visual novels.
I feel like most of these games here are going to be just nudity. Why has budget cuts been recently added? Didn't you already have this?
No, I was looking through it and didn't have it.
Okay. A lot of President Erect VR.
Yeah, we need to talk about this one.
So I actually thought this one looked quite good. Frustrated by the current political climate, slap and punch the President Erect or smack him with a celebrity dildo. So you kind of have this punch Trump face, and you can smack him with a dildo in VR.
The odd thing is, I was watching the trailer. You go, "Oh, this is funny." And I watched the trailer and went, "Actually, that looks quite satisfying."
Slapping Trump.
Yeah, that image itself looks really satisfying.
Yeah.
There is, I don't know.
I feel like
it's a meme game, but
like
it is free.
This is the kind of game where some people think this game is like shouldn't be on Steam, and then other people are like, actually, I had quite a lot of fun with this.
Well, it is free though, so it's not much. It works as a game. Like for me, I just feel like if it works on Steam and you can play it on multiple systems, it should be allowed on Steam. I understand some people don't think that some games aren't good enough, but yeah, I guess it's personal preference.
I think this game is alright to be on your wishlist, Tony, because I think I'd love to slap Trump's face around with it.
It's free though. Yeah. It's free. Anyone can pick it up if you have a Vive to be able to do it.
Why is PewDiePie Legend of the Bro Fist on your fucking wishlist, Tony?
Why not? They look good. Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah. Join your favourite YouTuber on an epic quest in PewDiePie Legend.
I know you looked at it and said you weren't interested in it, but I thought it looked pretty good.
What's happening in this game?
I just like a really interesting it's not a side scroller. What would you call that? Like the isometric view has it and things.
Apparently it's a platformer.
Yeah, but it has isometric. It's like map sections and
Pixel graphics. It says. I'm just watching the trailer right now, and apparently it's got co-op. But the screenshots of this game are more confusing than the video. I don't. No.
Why is there an eyeball?
Is that Jacksepticeye? Who are these people? What's going on?
The Slender Man Joe.
Ah! No!
I just think this was really interesting. I don't know. I could see myself playing this and having some fun.
Is that Markiplier? Are there other Let's Players in this game?
I don't know.
Why is this
Why is he a bear?
I don't know.
There's a giraffe, watch out!
It's a giraffe with a gun spinning. Who made this game?
There's a sandwich in the background of that clip as well.
The developer is Outer Mind Inc.
Don't know. It had very positive reviews, and I thought it looked pretty good.
It's got full voice acting from PewDiePie. Wow.
Well, I've always wanted the fantastic voice acting of PewDiePie himself.
Well, I'm not going to put this on my wishlist today. This looks like a piece of shit.
I just think that's really interesting.
I'd be interested to figure out what the fuck is happening in this game.
Well,
much like Resident Evil, which is coming out in 2 days.
Well, that's high praise.
Well, it's £5.59.
I feel like if it went on sale, I'd pick this up. So maybe one day this will be a spotlight on...
Well, someone's got a good positive review. It's not a bad game, although the theme could be classified as cancer, but the gameplay is pretty smooth for a 2D platformer.
Someone says it's boring, which I guess is fair enough. I think it's sort of subjective, right?
I feel like it's kind of a mediocre platformer with PewDiePie slapped onto it and a load of random shit by the looks of it.
Yeah, I can get behind the random shit, though. That's why it's on my
It's got the memes tag, which I have blacklisted, Tony, so I would never see this game.
You couldn't actually see this game. Wait, what's the second one on that meme list?
Memes? Popular new releases for memes.
Okay. No, I don't think I know what it is.
Make sure to check out meme games on Steam. Jesus Christ.
Is that an anime BS game?
Probably. It's probably memes. I feel like all anime games I see have the tag memes on them. I don't know why.
Well,
it's anime
it's good for you because you only have to
I don't
veto
have to
one
see
tag.
that shit.
Yeah.
Because I just blacklist like all that crap that's on Steam. I could do the Steam
The curation.
quality control if you wanted.
You just no.
I could become a Steam hero and get rid of all that
I
stuff.
think that's the problem though. You'd go too Nazi. Like you'd do Hitler's work and just curate that content.
Me and the Twitch mods would take
yeah.
and do Hitler's work and ban everything. I think that's about the end of the show though. I think we're up to about the end.
Fuck you, it's January is finally ending.
Fuck you, it's January. Let's see if Danny Dyer's posted any tweets.
Yeah, 1st of January he posts something, but I'm not sure that would mean anything to anyone.
Beautiful Dan Boy, beautiful high level hashtags craftsman. I don't know what that means. That's just what Danny Dyer said. The most interesting thing is that Danny Dyer's daughter is also called Danny Dyer.
Yeah,
so it's very confusing, as in like Danielle.
Yeah, nickname like on Twitter she's Dani, so it's Danny Dyer.
Danny Dyer.
Why would she do that?
It's Danny
Why
Dyer
did she want to be called...
and Danny Dyer, of course.
Why would she want to be called Danny Dyer? Does she like?
know.
I mean, I like the name Danny Dyer. I'd accept it, but does she like it as well? I don't know.
I assume so.
I mean, she's got it on Twitter, right?
Well, that's the end of the podcast. You can catch us at Inbetween podcast on YouTube, vidme.com, no, vid.me/inbetween podcast.
I fell for that one. It's not vidme.com.
It's vid.me /inbetween podcast. We upload there all the spotlights, all the podcasts, of course. You can follow me at Scorn2000 on Twitter. Tony, of course, doesn't exist like every week. I need to make a new baked bean fact as well. I forgot. So there will be a brand new baked bean.
Well,
fact
you can see it right now.
Right now.
I feel like my New Year's resolution should have been to get my YouTube channel up and running, right?
Tones and RT YouTube channel will be up soon. TM with the Minecraft tips and tricks video.
That's gonna be the first one.
That's gonna be the first.
You spoiled the surprise.
Well, they know it's coming.
Now they know.
Now they know. Right, well, that's the end of the podcast. Goodbye.
See you next week. Bye.